Please be seated. So just a little half a homily on this Palm Sunday, just enough to point us into Holy Week, which begins today. And so here we are at Palm Sunday, but I'd like to remind you about Christmas. Yes. Because at Christmas time this year, I wrote and spoke and preached about the fact that Christmas is not just about Jesus. I'm quite sure you all remember that, right, from Christmas? I'm quite sure even I don't remember it. But it's on my computer, and so my computer told me that's what I said. So at Christmas time this past year, I wrote and spoke and preached about the fact that Christmas is not just about Jesus. Because it's not. It's not. And in fact, nothing in Christianity is just about Jesus. And that includes Holy Week. And it's especially Holy Week. Holy Week is like a crash course in Christianity. It tells us in condensed and intense form the story of what God was and is up to in Jesus the Christ. Holy Week is like a crash course in Christianity, and Palm Sunday is even more a crash course because it's an even more condensed and intense form of the story of Holy Week. Because Palm Sunday gives us an overview of the whole story of the final week of Jesus' earthly life and public ministry. Palm Sunday begins with Jesus entering the ancient holy city of Jerusalem with joyful, triumphant celebration, and it ends with his bruised and shattered body being placed in a tomb. In a tomb. Does that amazing, dizzying, head-jerking, neck-snapping turnaround of events sound familiar to you? Does that astounding, bittersweet roller coaster of human joy and pain, emotion and experience sound like anything that you have experienced in your lives? I bet it probably does. And it probably should, because it's not just about Jesus. The story of Jesus the Christ is the story of every single human being who ever was, ever is, and ever will be. And in the wisdom of my Franciscan tradition, the story of Jesus Christ is the story not just of all human beings, but of the entire creation as well. It's a story of everyone and everything that God has loved into existence. And that means everyone and everything, without exception. Without exception. So as we plumb the depths of Holy Week together this year, let's do so by intentionally remembering that it's not just about Jesus. Our candlelight service on Tenebrae Wednesday will lead us into the mystery by helping us cross the threshold into the darkness. Into the darkness where the light of God never goes out, not even in death. On Maundy Thursday at our potluck supper and tableside service of Holy Eucharist, we will help to helped to focus on the principle of sacrament, the real presence of God, the communion of God with and in the bread and wine and all creation, and the real presence of God, the communion of God with and in our love and service to one another and to all creation. Good Friday will focus on God, living God's eternal and infinite life, even and perhaps especially by joining Jesus and all of us in our suffering and in our death. Holy Saturday brings the first glimmers of resurrection in a service of light and water, sacrament and song. In the Holy Saturday Easter Vigil service, God accompanies Jesus and us on our journey from death to life. To the life that never ends, because it's God's life. Indeed, it is God. So Palm Sunday isn't just about Jesus. It's about us. Tenebrae Wednesday isn't just about Jesus, it's about us. Maundy Thursday isn't just about Jesus, it's about us. Good Friday isn't just about Jesus, it's about us. Holy Saturday isn't just about Jesus, it's about us. And here comes the best part of all. Easter Sunday isn't just about Jesus, it's about all of us. It's about all of us. Everyone and everything that God loves into existence. Everyone and everything without exception. This is the depth dimension of what Christians call the Paschal mystery. The mystery of faith, we say in our Eucharistic prayer. Christ has died, Christ is risen, Christ will come again, and so will we. Because it's not just about Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Would you please stand?